everyone. I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to come on here, make a video, and kind of share. I've been very honest and open about my pod, which has kind of helped me a little bit with my journey with kind of navigating this new thing in my life. I guess a way to put it, this new obstacle I have in my life, I guess. So I wanted to share something that happened to me that kind of had made a setback for me. It kind of was hard for me mentally, which because I want to share all like the bad parts of it, because I feel like I just constantly see the good. It's like, oh, I'm feeling good because I do this, and this, and I've been feeling great with my pots, and I have been feeling pretty good with my pots, but I could have some setbacks. And I went to this event last night, and it was a setback for sure. So I'm just gonna talk about it. So I went to this event in Detroit last night with one of my cousins. It was just her and I, and it was this kind of this tour of like a podcast. People that like have a podcast, they went on tour, and we went to it, and it was their first time ever coming to Detroit. So we're like, oh, excited. Me and my cousin bought tickets, and it was very hot yesterday in Michigan. Like, we were in the 90s, and which is not comparatively hot to other parts in the United States, but for Michigan it is. And for me it is because, first of all, I don't like the heat anyways, and second of all, as someone with POTS, you can't regulate your body temperature, so heat kind of triggers POTS a little bit, so you're heat intolerant, as I've mentioned in a previous video. So first of all, it's not starting great. So we went to the event. It was at night, but it was still very hot outside, and we went to go. There was a huge line to get in, and we waited for a while in my car. But then the line, they started letting people into the thing we went to, and we're like, okay, though the line started to move like quickly, so we're like, let's go get in line, and I'm glad we did, because it was huge. Like, we had to walk around the building, and we were eventually able to get in line, and we kind of moved in. We got in quickly. Like, the line was constantly moving, which I'm like, beautiful. And we actually, as we were walking, I started to not feel great, but I was like, the line's moving, I'll be fine. And then we got into the theater, and it was hot, because come to find out, the place had no air conditioning. So that's gonna be, I was like, okay, this is gonna be rough. This is not great. I should have been better prepared for that. Should have brought like one of my fans or something. And I did it. I thought there was gonna be AC, so I'm like, once I get in, I'll be fine. So we get in, and it was so hot. I think it was hotter in the theater than it was outside. So my cousin wanted to go get merch, and so I was like, and it was a huge line. Like, it wrapped around, it went up the staircase, it was throughout the venue, and I was like, there's no way I can wait in that line with you. So I told her, I was like, I'm gonna go sit down, you can wait in the line. And she was like, okay. So I probably sat for like an hour, because we were in kind of early. Like, the show didn't start till like 8, and we got in around like a little bit after 6:30. So we waited for like over an hour. I was sitting down, like, and she was in the line the whole time. And the theater part, it was hot, but it was it was not as hot as the hallway where everyone was. So, because everyone was still like getting in and stuff. So I was able to sit down and like fanning myself and drink. I stopped and got some water and drinking that. And I took some salt, because that helps a lot with POTS. And I was sitting there, and I'm like, I just kept getting hotter and hotter. And like I mentioned before, with POTS, you can't really regulate your body temperature. So like, once you're like getting up to being hot, it's hot. Like, you're hot. Like, you can't, like, there's nothing you can do. And, so I was okay. I'm like, I can do this. It's okay. I can do this. And, so the show starts. They have, like, this opening act, which, like, a comedian guy comes out, like, he tells some jokes. And I was fine during it. I wasn't fine, but I was holding it together, is what I should say. And I was doing fine. I was holding it together, and then he is done with his thing, and then there's a little like intermission between until like the main people come out, and I'm like, oh my god. I was like, I just want this to be over. I was dripping sweat. It was hot, and then it was starting to get hotter in the theater because everyone was in there now. So then the main event started to happen, and I think I'd only been there for 5 minutes, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. Like, I was so holding it together, and like I knew I didn't start to feel good because my vision started to go like blurry. I couldn't concentrate, and even though I was like fanning myself and like putting my water on like my neck and everything when it was cold, I was just like at my breaking point with like holding it together. So I told my cousin, I was like, I need to go up, and I'm like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and see if I can cool down for a little bit. And she's like, okay. And I was like, you stay here, watch the show, because I felt bad like making her come with me and everything. So I go back, I go up. We were on the balcony, so we were like up at top. I'm like, and heat rises, so I'm like, maybe if I like go out in the hallway, there's not gonna be no people and I'll be fine. So I go to the bathroom. I'm the only one in the bathroom, still sweat. It's so hot in there. I'm like, it was like a sauna in there. I swear, like that's what it felt like to me. So I'm like, I go to the bathroom, I come out, I wash my hands in like the cold water, and I was like, oh, that feels good. I put some on my face and my neck, and I'm like, oh, I still not cooling down. I'm like, okay, well, let me see. I start to walk out, and I like my thought process is a little hazy here because I think I was trying to get so out of it. So I was like, okay, well, let me go downstairs. So I started to go downstairs. I'm like, well, maybe it'll be cooler down there because like heat rises, so it's just really hot up here. And I walked down, and it's like, it's still hot. Like, it's not, it was just bad. It was just hot everywhere, and no matter where I went. And so I started walking like in the lobby, and I saw like the medic people with like standing next to like a wheelchair and everything. And I was like, something in my brain was like, go over there. So I was like, okay. And like, I did not want to get help because I've never had to do this before. I never had to go ask for help with my POTS. I've never like had to do that, like ever. And I was by myself. I didn't know what to do. And like, so I walked up to them, and immediately I started getting like teary. I like started crying. I was and like trying to, it's like, oh my god. I'm like, I was embarrassed, but like, it's not a thing I should be embarrassed about. Like, if I need help, I need help. But I walk up to them, and I was like, I have this condition, and I feel like I'm gonna pass out, which I don't quite know if I was to the point of passing out. Maybe I was, because I've never had passed out with my POTS condition. So I don't know what the breaking point is. The only time I've like almost like I like was like passing out was when I was taking the test, like that tilt table test they do to like help diagnose you. So yeah, so I didn't know if I was there or not, but like I was like, that just came out of my mouth. I didn't know I was gonna say that. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they sat me down in the wheelchair, and they started wheeling me to the medic room, which I was like, oh my god. And of course there's like other people walking around the lobby, and I'm just like crying in this wheelchair, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, I could not stop the tears. It was like, I just couldn't. And the thing is, I don't even know why I was crying so hard. Anyways, they get me into like the medic room, and they have a huge fan, and they have a portable air conditioner. Like, as soon as I crossed the threshold of that medic room, the relief that went into my body of like the cold air washing over me. Oh, it felt so good. It felt so good. I was like, it was like I could cry, but I was already crying. And so they got me in there, and then I kind of explained to them, I was like, I have POTS. And they were like, oh, okay. Like, and they knew what it was. I was so glad that these medics knew what I had. And they were like, you were the second person tonight that had it that like needed to be in here. And I was like, oh, thank God. I'm like, there's another, like someone out there. I was like, oh, they understand my struggle. Like, but it, they were like, do you have enough salt? Do you, are you hydrated? And I explained to them, I'm like, yes, I've been drinking water. I have salt on me. I've been taking it. I think I just got like overheated. And they're like, okay. So then they're like, they were having me sit in there, and they brought a chair close to like that portable air conditioner, and like I sat in that, and like, you can stay in here as long as you want. And I ended up staying in there the rest of the thing, because even though I was starting to cool down, because I had like, and they like put like ice, like I had like an ice pack and stuff, and even though I was starting to cool down, my symptoms, my other symptoms were triggered. Like I was getting vertigo. I was very like I was out of it. Like my eyesight was like, whoa. And which is, that's a weird way to describe. The way I describe something, it's so hard to describe the feeling of it unless you have it, is like, sometimes when my symptoms are triggered, it feels like I'm having like an out-of-body experience. Like I'm, like my eyes, like I just like, it's just not, I'm not in control. Like when I'm walking, it doesn't feel like I'm in control of my limbs or whatever. It's so weird. I don't know how to describe it. It's the weirdest feeling. I was in there and I was crying. Because I was so, mostly because I think I was embarrassed, and I was also thinking about, I was like, oh my God, like this is what my life is like now. Like I'm gonna have these moments. I'm like crying right now. Oh my God. It's like I'm gonna have these moments now because like my life has been forever changed by this thing that I have. So I'm gonna have these moments, and it's just like every like feeling and like bad like everything I've been like thought about having about it, it just came to the surface while I was crying. And then the girl, one of the medics went and handed me a water. She went and handed me a water, and you know, like when you're like crying and like you try to talk and like it's just like caught in your throat, and you're like, you know, when you say something it's gonna come out as like a sob. I was already embarrassed that I was crying because they had gotten me tissues and they were handing me like napkins. I'm like, oh my God. And she handed me water, and I was like, thank you. I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh my God. And then and then I was like, my cousin had texted me. She's like, are you okay? Like, you've been gone for a while. And I had to explain to her the situation. And she's like, I can leave. And I was like, no. I told her, and then on top of like the embarrassment of the situation that happened, I was like, I felt so bad if I had to make her leave. Like, it had just started. So I was like, no, you enjoy the show. And she's like, are you sure? She's like, I feel bad for you missing it. And I was like, I wasn't getting FOMO about missing it because of how bad I was feeling about it. So anyways, long story short, that was my night. And so then even today, I'm not feeling the greatest. Like the aftermath, like sometimes when like my symptoms get triggered like that so badly, it takes a couple days to recuperate. So like even today I'm like still a little dizzy, and I'm in my like apartment. I have like so many fans and it's cold in my apartment, so I'm able to like snuggle up and like be cozy and just not do anything today. So but yeah, sometimes you can have setbacks like that, and that's why I just wanted to share one of my setbacks, because I've been sharing like tips on how I've been like treating it and like helping it feel better. And I was feeling better for like a long time, like for a month or so, like I've been so good, I've been feeling so good about it, and then I just one night can just like set everything back, and like mentally too. So it's a struggle, and I just wanted to share that with people, and hopefully this helps people also realize that it's okay to have a setback sometimes, and not feel good, and like be emotional about it too. Because I was, yeah, that was kind of embarrassing, but like it shouldn't be embarrassing, but like it just is to me. So yeah, but I got home. My cousin and I drove there, but my cousin had to drive us back, and so yeah, it was a rough night, but we survived. But thank you for watching this. Thank you for like listening to my rant of like my me venting about my thing and like talking about it. But hopefully this helps someone. So, but thanks for watching.